Welcome, my Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your 7-card draw. What do I need? Shadow read for this April 2022. I'm your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Jarring the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. Available on Kindle. Link in the description box, but creator on Patreon, patreon.com/Jarring the Circle, because I'm the Archangel of Lyons. Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mel. Hey guys, having so much fun with that thing, by the way. But if you are new to the channel, a 7-card draw. Let's talk about it. 1 card from 7 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline, therefore not a timeless read. But I do have a playlist of all of these waxing and waning moons. We'll talk about that in a minute. So you look back at some interesting, challenging times in your lives and see if it's there, right? See if you can see it there. But let's look at this timeline that we're looking at. A waning moon from full to new, April 2022. The full moon in Libra, Saturday, April 16th, 2:54 p.m. I am in New York, Eastern time. And I'm going to say I'm going to be doing my full moon magic the night before. Come on, a full moon in Libra on a Friday. Love magic, love magic, love magic, and not just the love yourself magic. 7th house, partnerships, marriage, that kind of gig. Just saying. But enjoy that, because then we're doing the 2 weeks following the waning moon, the releasing, the letting go, the forgiving, the surrendering, the alchemy, the shadow work to clear the palette for the new moon in Taurus, Saturday, April 30th, 4:27 p.m. That should be an interesting dark moon in Aries. Just saying, right before that, the 3 days before new moon is dark of the moon. Balsamic moon can be a little tricky. So keep an eye on that too. Perhaps Scorpios. Other than that, it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and do check your other signs. Your sun sign might get more information on the same situation as your moon sign might, but different, right? Different perspectives, as well as it can be another situation in your life where there is some shadow work needed. It's all connected, but you can enter in through many doorways. That's a good way to say it. Other than that, both feet on the floor. If you can, focus on your breath, if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can to help out the Scorpios. And just on a global note, not a personal note, I'm well aware of what's going on planet Earth in the Ukraine. Please, there's so much. I watch the news. I watch it specifically to gauge what I'm picking up on. Empath. I'm a global empath. A lot of us are, particularly water signs right now, right? So sensitive. So you do your shadow work, I'll do my shadow work. It all helps the collective. It's been the pushing down of a lot of, let's just say, uncomfortable emotions that has now boiled up in all of these manifestations around the earth in order to help us grow and evolve. And so lead to gold, shadow to light, the choice is yours. It's all of ours. I'm doing my part. Clean, what is it? The Course in Miracles says, tend your corner of the garden, because there's really only one garden, but you have a corner, yeah? But no one puts baby in a corner, sorry. Let's try, and that's why I'm going to try and keep it fun. Like, that being said, let's see what hits the table. Let's try and enjoy this. I'll try and keep it light. My guides usually do. So, you know what? Just please take a nice deep breath. Here we go. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, the angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, higher selves, spirit animals, totems, and the pantheons of all pantheons, traditional lineages, traditions, lineages, and cultures. Please, 1 card in clarity. The Caroline Mace archetype deck. What is the dominant 8th chakra vibe, right? Archetype, soul power, being alchemized from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, doing the shadow work, indicating the shadow work that will affect all the chakras underneath it, their electromagnetic field, what they attract, what they repel, this full to new April 2022. The Messiah. A divine family archetype, 9 different families. Now, it need not necessarily portray itself in your life as that, though. But I will tell you, I've been self-employed since 1998. And again, now we call it the gig economy. Then it was just being called self-employed. I have an S corporation because LLC had not been invented yet, darlings. So I can relate to this, but you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, as well as this can indicate you are learning this lesson through someone else in the outside world, right? So let's look at this. The shadow indicates, you'll hear it if you've got it, reason, season, or lifetime, eau de toilette, cologne, or perfume. The shadow attribute, exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. And so you see, like if you're a single parent, if you're, like I said, self-employed, or if it's just everybody abdicates responsibility and you're left to do it. Different than the martyr archetype, also a divine family archetype, but there's a fine line of definition here, because here is the light, what you're shooting for. Serving humanity with humility, and humility is what I call my saving grace. I actually wrote a book called Words of Grace, link in the description box, available on Kindle, but if you're on Patreon and you're one of my gods, goddesses, you get the original Fellini version. The Kindle is IKEA compared, right? The humility, the maiden grace, right? Like the maiden goddess, the gateway grace that opens you, one of the gateway graces that opens you to other graces. Grant me the grace of humility to know that I don't know, but I'm willing to be shown, right? So it's not ignorance. It's being aware. Yeah, no, I don't know. We can't know the whole divine plan in any 1 second. Poof, our heads would explode, right? Scanners alert. So keep an eye on that within yourself, that thing. I was like, well, if I can't do it, like the Messiah, it's a bit much. But to serve humanity, and this is what I mean about doing the shadow work, right? You do your own internal work. You do your own healing. It affects the unified field. Quantum wantum, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. A miracle is never wasted. Of course, a miracle's flying out my mouth for the Scorps. So let's look at those 7 chakras underneath that. The ones everybody's aware of. Not everybody's aware of that 8th chakra up there. So the heart, third eye, crown is your internal world, your feminine energy, your yin dynamic, spiritual power, mental power, willpower, emotional power, but willpower is choice and decision. So this is where the shadow work usually starts, by your own choice to do it or not. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my goddesses of water, the sign of Scorpio, powers of the West, please, 1 card in clarity for the Scorpio collective. There you go. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. Please, what's going on the mental, emotional dynamic, the yin dynamic? To clarify for them what they need to be aware of inside of themselves with that Messiah archetype, alchemizing potential of alchemy, this full to new April 2022. You got a court card. When it's a court card, it's usually not somebody outside of you, but it is a house dynamic. You got the Aquarius card, the Crone of Blades, Ixchel, South American goddess, definitely a big shamanic goddess in terms of shape-shifting, right? The jaguar, but here we see her as the eagle woman. This is fixed air, so this would be the Queen of Swords in traditional tarot. 11th house dynamic, Aquarius. Humanitarianism, how you interact with the world, right? Maybe, hopefully, seeing things from a higher perspective. I've dated a lot of Aquarians. I got a lot of Aquarian friends. Very much can fixate. So if we're going to talk an element here, heart, third eye, crown, we're looking at third eye here. So, you know, the eagle woman obviously flies pretty high, sees that larger picture that I had referenced to before, which the Messiah, if they're serving humanity with humility, knowing that they don't know, might have some more of that revealed to them, but it is egalitarian, humanitarian. Also, how you interact with the world, but go further in and higher up, pull back, see the larger pickup, don't crack up, bend your brain, see both sides, throw off your mental chains. Howard Jones, Ascended Master, Howard Jones. Yeah, I want an everlasting love. Friend and a lover divine, don't we all? Except some of us. So this is definitely that fixed air thing inside of you. there may not be a lot of discussion going on there. So let's see. Lower 3 chakras, we're going to use the mythic Tarot, the masculine dynamic. Looking at you from the outside, right? You looking in from the outside. Lower 3 chakra dynamics, the masculine energy, the yang force, unite, untie. Root chakra dynamic groups, tribes, circles of friends, your favorite band, right? Your sports teams, your nationality, your genetic heritage, all of that in a side of fries. Second chakra, one-on-one relationship, like an umbilical cord, your relationship to another person or another thing. Money is one energy field, so your relationship to money and the lessons therein, sexuality, creativity, all of that. Solar plexus, your relationship to yourself, your personal power, your intuition, your self-esteem, your boundaries, your honor code, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the gods of water, the sign of Scorpio, powers of the West, please one card in clarity for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Watching this video, receiving this reading, and yes, Scorpio is fixed water, Aquarius is fixed air. So what does this look like on the outside in some way, shape, or form? Inside out, outside in, lower 3 chakra dynamic for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Watching this video, receiving this reading, please leave the card in my hand as they alchemize so they can alchemize what they need to know about with the Messiah in the 8th, Aquarius on the inner, and 2 of Wands on the outer. You're at an inflection point. It's probably just a choice, but a choice that might have some bigger consequences than usual. Not a life-changing decision, but it is that 3rd chakra choice. So we are looking at Jason and the Argonauts making the choice as to go into the cave and accept the quest of the returning of the golden fleece, that message given to him by Chiron, his teacher, the centaur, the Kentor, or if he's going to choose that other one and go, I'm out here, I've got other things to do, I don't want to get fleeced, golden or otherwise, right? No, we know what he does, we know what he chooses, but that is the hero's journey for you, right? The hero hears the call, he doesn't always answer the call, and when he doesn't, calamity ensues always, right? A New Hope, Star Wars, Sand People. Just an example off the top of my head. I could give you a billion others. But not a bad thing if you're really taking the time to see this from that higher place, right? What are your higher morals? Not necessarily the egos or the personalities. What are your morals of the soul, right? That unconditionally loving part of yourself that may or may not have to deal with boundaries here as you go, because that thing of believing that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed, and that could be a cause within the home, within the family. If you live alone, I get it, right? Then there's a real choice here, 3rd chakra, to say, all right, I know that I don't know, but I'm willing to be shown, and just show me. So I'll serve. I'm willing to serve little by little by little. That's why you don't have to do the shadow work all at once. You got a 2-week period. Not that it doesn't happen during waxing moons, but certainly when working with the lunar tide, particularly as a water sign, helpful on the Pisces moon. I know. So let's get you a mantra from the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck to help you bring those into alignment. And then we'll see what the rest of these oracles have to say, right? We've got 1 healing system on the table, Carolyn Mace. We've got 2 tarot decks. This is our 2nd and last healing system. And then 3 oracles. And the last one down is going to be the Blessed Bee card, which gives an indication of the blessing, the gold hidden within the lead. That's there if you do the alchemy and the shadow work. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the Ascended Masters General Assembly, because this could be about anything at this point, right? It's a choice, right? Go within, see it from the higher place, that 11th house thing. But with the dynamic of the gold there, the Messiah serving humanity with humility, then this could really be about anything. So please, what's the perfect healing mantra? Make it specific for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Watching this video, receiving this reading, so that it just doesn't get them in the third eye, it gets them in the gut. They're like, oh yeah. Please, what's the mantra to help them with the shadow work? This full to new April 2022. Opening my mind, I allow myself to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions by flying above them all. Transcendence. At least third eye transcendence. You don't gotta astral project, you know. You don't have to astral project to Texas and sing a country western love song for the Pope. No, you're just going to open your mind. Oh, I allow myself to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and beliefs, ideas. Oh, and not conclusions. I allow myself to see beyond my beliefs and ideas. So that's just bye. B-I. Bye-bye, baby. Bye-bye. There's another one, which is the third eye, activating the third eye. They're similar, but not the same. So you'll continue to be watching you left of center against the grain. Opening my mind, one of 3 bookie book reads. I allow myself. That's the choice. I allow myself to see beyond my beliefs and ideas. When your mind opens, you're no longer limited by fearful beliefs or at odds with your own healing journey. Because you're going to be on the healing journey anyway, right? You know, go willingly or be dragged along. Go willingly, trust me. Trust yourself. With an open mind, you are aware of the bigger cosmic picture. This is big, I get a feeling for you guys, some of you at least, where your personal life ushers in your highest potential by uplifting the consciousness of humanity. With humility? Maybe? As your mind opens, life is not just centered around your personal gains and losses, but shining your light for the well-being of all wherever you happen to be. This is exactly serving humanity with humility, knowing that you don't know, allowing yourself to see beyond your beliefs and ideas. It's totally crossing the T's and dotting the I's there. This mantra is ideal for ending the inner negotiation with the ego, because the ego's going to say, well, yeah, but... love everybody, yeah, but... And that's fine. It's part of the journey. Whatever arises, love that. Thank you, Matt Kahn, his first book. Whatever arises, love that. But the soul is saying, hey... We've done this before in other lifetimes. We survived Atlantis. We survived all sorts, right? Love in a time of dysentery, right? Mud, flood, war, famine, you know, and you'll get through this too. See it from that higher soul's perspective. Unraveling self-sabotage and confronting the inevitability of loss, because that's just how it goes. All that rises fall. You don't have to like it, but you just can't stop it. It can be delayed, but not prevented. All right. And because what you might be losing is long-held beliefs that you needed at the time. You didn't do anything wrong believing them, but there's always a higher truth. Always a higher truth. And then maybe that's exactly what this is. So it is a divine family archetype. We can't take that out of there. Definitely a spiritual practice of some kind of focusing the mind, fixed air, maybe with that mantra. I allow myself, not all at once. You know, an open mind, anything can fall in, but, you know, very Terry Pratchett. But, you know, play with it. You got 2 weeks, well, and a lifetime. Up to you. Let's get the voices of the higher self, the whispers of love oracle. It says, for all involved, not just you, but this feels pretty singular. You sensation, every little breath you take, breathe. Still point. You know, kidding aside, I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. We got a Messiah archetype on the table here, please. What is the whisper of love for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading? Please leave the whispers of love oracle message, the piece of information, inspiration, insight they most need from their own higher selves. This full to new April 2022 with the Messiah and the 8th Aquarius on the inner, 2 wands on the outer, opening their mind. You already know what card it is if you've been following me for a while. you got the true love card, and you know this is in the title. You knew before I did in some weird quantum timey-wimey wibbly-wobbly YouTube way. This is a once-in-a-lifetime love. I believe we have wandered into the realm of soul contracts, but also this is why I call this deck the Party Turnter. The party hath been turned, a true love turned party. Oh, dear, dear, dear goodness. So look, true love is the union of masculine, feminine divinity within you. Truth, third eye, love, heart. Divine Father, Divine Mother, Solar, Lunar, God, Goddess, you do you. Whatever you want to call that, bringing it all into alignment. That's why I teach the Path of True Love. That's why I have videos and all that. Those Path of True Love readings I do here with extended you can get on Vimeo or on Patreon. This might very well be more egalitarian true love. It comes in all forms. I mean, my mom and I have a true love relationship. Soulmates, but true love relationship. There's a lot. The new definitions, a lot to unpack there. Plenty of videos on my channel, though, if you want to go look. Tons. Vodka. Tons. Yeah, I was the Ali Sheedy. With the true love card, though, this is why illusions are so important to address. Not to run from them, not to fear them, not to beat yourself up for them. You've done nothing wrong. It's a learning curve for everybody, and the more you're able to do that for yourself, take the blame and the shame and the guilt and the pain little by little by little by little, and say, you know what? I thought I knew. I didn't. Humility is the shield against humiliation, and humiliation is the first controlling fear, according to Carolyn Mace. And this is her deck, so I'm going to roll with that, right? And she says, well, if you're fear, because, you know, people will say, well, you'll ask somebody, what are you afraid of? I'm afraid of failure. Well, if nobody knows about it, how afraid of it are you? Then that's the fear of humiliation, to which Carolyn Mace, M-Y-S-S, who's a PhD, says, well, then I hope you get humiliated sooner rather than later so you realize you survive it. Right? So that thing, humility, the grace of humility, is that thing of, no, I know that I don't know, and trust me, it works. It works. It doesn't mean you're not going to have moments of that here and there, but if you're opening your mind and allowing yourself to see beyond your beliefs and ideas, that's humility in and of itself, to accept that I know that I don't know, but I'm willing to be shown in a true love situation with the true love of it all. Yes, which work. Okay. If you're gonna walk the path, I don't know, maybe a little weekend trip to the underworld, to the collective unconscious doing shadow work, then let's get you a Divine Animals Oracle here, because having a spirit animal and totem along the way, because you do anyway, that's the point, to have an idea of the guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power that's available to you. Please take a nice deep breath. And I got the magnifying glass. It was over in the living room. So I was working over there. One more. Breathe. Still point. As I call to the spirit animals and totems for the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Watching this video, receiving this reading, who walks with them, who swims with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them, helping them with the guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power of the totemic level of power, the totemic dimensions and overtones, so that they can alchemize this Messiah. With that Aquarian on the inner, two of Wands on the outer, opening their mind with true love, right? Talk about a peak moment, maybe even not just seeing, but experiencing, feeling the unity of all, that we're not interconnected, we're all one thing. Unity, fifth dimension, true love, blowing their mind. Who walks with them, who swims with them? What's the Divine Animals Oracle for them? April 22, full to new. The owl. Wisdom, I bet you anything. It's always wisdom. A wise old owl. A 1, a 2, a 3. Crunch. 3. Now, I really recommend this deck. The artwork alone is worth it. I don't know if you can see the woman standing in the center there. Like, they do that so well. They, like, blend and morph the human characters with the animals so beautifully. There's a lot in this book. This is card number 4. I'm just going to read the first part and the last part, the verbal sketch at the beginning, and almost at the end, the magic indicated. And of course the name Athena in the mythos is there. One of mine, I'm one of hers. Breathe. The owl. Wisdom is the key word. Open your eyes and see what is really there. These shadow reads are nuts. Look for the whole truth, like from the highest perspective, maybe, as you may only be seeing a part of the whole. Oh, come on. Through experience, we can gain the wisdom to not make the same mistakes again. Developing your learning and intelligence as an education is never wasted. Negotiation is better than attack. Come on, serving humanity with humility from that Aquarian egalitarian point of view, but the choice is yours. Open your mind, there's true love here. And wisdom comes from experience. And I manifested, look, you manifested a black, well, I would say kitten, but he's a bowling ball with black hair, my Melchior, my Taurus. Another fixed sign joins the party. So your wisdom can't be taken from you. It comes from experience. It's an internal soul wisdom thing. So, the magic. The use of owl magic is an ancient practice. The energy is used in cultures as diverse as ancient Greek and Roman to Northern European and First Nations of the Americas. Use owl magic when you seek wisdom in a situation and perhaps you are not seeing the whole truth and wish to do so. For a shadow read, yeah. Owl magic is helpful when you cannot make a decision or when you need to take a rational view of an emotionally charged situation. Scorpios everywhere. White courtesy telephone. Hey, booger. Bonk. All right, so there is real scorpionic wisdom here, but I would call on Athena anyway. She's always willing. You know, she never got her hands dirty. She never did. Her weapon's a spear. No blood on that gown. Springing from your father's head. All right, let's get the gold here. The blessed be, the hidden gold, right? That's going to be akin to serving humanity with humility. That's key to it somehow. With true love. I mean, this is a lot. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Yeah, this is huge. As I call upon the pantheons of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures, please, using the blessed be, the mystical Celtic blessing cards to enrich and empower by Lucy Cavendish. What is the hidden blessing here? The gold within the lead. The wisdom gained from the experience, right? Should they do the shadow work? Serving humanity with humility. Aquarius, Queen of Swords, Crone of Blades, Ixchel, again a shamanic goddess, but not the is it the cougar? I think it's the cougar aspect, not the feline, the avian, right? That eagle woman flying with scissors, cutting away that which no longer serves, and that this is their choice. If they choose this mission, should they choose to accept it or self-destruct, that they open their mind, allowing themselves to see beyond their beliefs and ideas, because there is true love here on the table, and that could be anything, yet it is in its way everything. And for them to call upon the wisdom of the owl and that owl magic to see, because they're not seeing the whole picture. Who the hell is? So please, the hidden blessing, leave it in my hand for the Scorpio collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. What's the hidden blessing? What's the gold for them? This full to new April 2022. A blessing on a new venture. A new adventure. Jason and the Argonauts. There's a choice you have to make here. I just don't know that it's a life-changing decision. Look at her. So Artemis. I mean, my goodness. So Artemis. Blessing on a new venture. Card number 20. We do these for realsies here. Not all joking aside. Sometimes the jokies come up in these blessings. There's a relatively short one, too. But with everything that's going on, trying to keep it light. Let's see how this goes. Torch of Archangel Ariel, magnifying glass. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My pantheons, the pantheons of all pantheons, convey this blessing through me. So I'm going to be... Card number 20, a blessing on a new venture. A blessing to set direction, awaken determination, and establish a path through an unknown adventure ahead. May you look into the unknown tangle of possibilities ahead and find a pathway through to your goals and dreams. May the arrow of your intention be drawn back with commitment and a strong hand. May your eyes pierce the veil of the unknown, and may the arrow take flight and be sure and true. When you strike the mark, may your hopes be exceeded by the reality, and may you relish with which you begun the dreams. Oh, and may the relish with which you began the dream be equaled by the joy in bringing to life what were once only imagined possibilities. This is something you're trying to manifest, and you're clearing the palette to do so. Let the way between you and your dream's maturity be clear and clean. Gather speed and arc above all obstacles as it journeys towards its mark. As you begin, be certain of yourself, yet open to adaptation. Opening your mind. May you be clear on what it is you yearn for, yet as flexible as the bow. And may you be as sharp as the arrowhead, Scorpio stinger, that you may penetrate all that seeks to hold you back and find your mark, landing true and bold and deep. For the well-being of all. I mean it. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it. So let it be done. So it be. So it is. That does make sense, right? Serve humanity with humility, seeing it from a larger place. The choice is yours to do so. Open your mind, allow yourself to see beyond your beliefs and ideas, because there is true love on the table here. Truth and love merged as one unity consciousness with wisdom. With wisdom, not seeing the whole picture. Fly up there, see the whole picture. And it is a blessing on a new venture, and really good to plant that seed on a new moon in Taurus, just saying. I'll get the 5-card draw waxing moon reads done before that. So, did you like it? Like it, hit the thumbs up, help the other Scorps find it. Do you want more and you're not subscribed? Subscribe. Hit that button. Hit the notification bell, because I put these out when they're done. As soon as they're done uploading to YouTube, I send them out and then I start on the next one. Why? Because I'm on Patreon, patreon.com/drawingthecircle, my Scorpios. Loving it over there, having a field day, going much deeper there. So you want to go deep, you want to go deeper, come play Patreon on Patreon with me, my beloved fixed waters, my 8th housers. Otherwise, wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed of all of this. May you manifest, may you do the shadow work needed to be done, help the world heal. And by the way, in case I didn't say it yet, I love you. I love you. I love you. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.